What's up, everybody, all music lovers out there of all ages and musical taste. I hope that everybody's doing all right. And me, I'm back to shoot another vinyl update video showing some of my recent purchases of about a couple of weeks ago. And to start right off, I have, well, the first couple of ones are stuff that I've showed in a couple of my previous videos, and this first one is, just to show it here quick once again because it really deserves it. This is a record which I showed in the very first video that I did, and when it comes to melodic rock, this is for me, as I said there in that video, this is so far one of my top 5 records for this year, especially when it comes to melodic hard rock and AR. And well, you know them, you love them, Gathering of Kings, their second album Discovery, and which I picked up on once again, as I said in that video, which I picked up on regular black vinyl as well as green vinyl, which has like the color of the cover. Very nice indeed. And once again, I can't really talk, well, I can't say good enough things about Gathering of Kings. If you have the slight interest in classic AOR and with a bit of a modern touch, fantastic vocal performances, fantastic instrumental performances, killer choruses, great variety. I mean, you just have to check this band out, so no doubt about it. And to continue with one more quick Swedish band which I already show, and yeah, I'm to just say one slight side note. I mean, what my plans on this channel, I really want to like talk a lot about the music that is coming from here, from Sweden, because I feel there are a lot of bands here which I feel deserves a lot more recognition. And so yeah, you'll be hearing a lot more about Swedish music in further videos. And this is a band which I showed in my last video, the Quarantine Vinyl Tag 1, and this was Made of Ale, and this is their second album, Madness is Too Pure, which I picked up, as I mentioned in that previous video. I already had this one, as well as their debut, Tales of the Wicked West from 2016. But yeah, I found them at a sales price for at a really good price for in one of my local record stores, so I just have to pick them up once again. So yeah, if you have an interest when it comes to, well, hard rock, 70s hard rock, but also a bit of late 60s psych, I mean, this is another great Swedish band which you really had to check out. And yeah, go Sweden. All right, to get a bit away from Sweden, not that it's a bad thing to stay there, but here's a nice one. Manfred Mann's Earth Band with Chris Thompson, and the album Criminal Tango from 1986, I believe. Yeah, I think it was from 86. And yeah, I love me some Manfred Mann's Earth Band. I'm not like the hugest fan, but he and they have done some really solid albums, and this is one that I didn't have, so yeah, a really solid pickup, and yeah, great melodic rock stuff. And one more which I also showed in the previous vinyl quarantine tag video, Joni Mitchell with her classic 1970 album Ladies of the Canyon. I mean, a lot of you of course know this one, just phenomenal acoustic, most acoustic folk rock stuff, a true classic in that genre. Yeah, no, you know stuff. Fantastic vocal performance, fantastic musicianship, great lyrics, and yeah, a true classic to have. Moving on, this was a really nice pickup. Helstar with their debut album from 1984, Burning Star. And this is, yeah, a classic US metal or power metal debut. And I already had this one, but I had the issue with the European issue with a different cover. And let's just see if I can quickly find it here. Can I? No, it's I don't want to make it like a huge hassle, but yeah. Anyway, you can Google the alternative cover, which I'm talking about. The European cover, it has like a spaceship on it, which is, well, it's kind of neat, but I just love this original cover, and this is an original US pressing with this more like painting of this cloaked, hooded, like Reaper figure. And I just love that cover. It just screams classic 80s metal. It truly does. And when it comes to the music, as I said, killer US power metal stuff. The title track, Toward the Unknown, Run with the Pack, great classic, The Shadows of Aiga, and yeah, great US metal, and glad to finally had it with this cool cover. The next one is kind of a well, kind of a funny or interesting story. A couple of weeks ago I bought this CD, and I also pick up quite a few CDs, and I also plan to be showing some CDs in further videos, because there is also a format which I also really dig. But yeah, this is Graveyard and their 2010 I would say breakthrough album, Hisingen Blues. And if perhaps you don't know, Hisingen is a part of Gothenburg here in Sweden. So yeah, this was their breakthrough album. Did I say that it was from 2010? Because here it says 2011, so it must be then. But yeah, anyway, yeah, their second album, as I said, their breakthrough album. So I picked up this CD, this nice digipack, nice, excellent condition, everything. I picked it up in one of my favorite record stores in, well, here in Stockholm, and I got this for a nice cheap price. And the guy that's the owner of the store, the seller, he told me when I picked this one up, oh, if I would have sold this on vinyl, it would have been a lot more expensive. It would have cost a lot more. And that same day I continued on visiting a couple of my other favorite stores here in Stockholm, and in one of those I picked up Hisingen Blues on vinyl, as you can see. But yeah, this has been issued in a lot of different pressings, and later reissues and so. But there are a few of the early pressings from 2011 that are more rare, and I believe, from what I can see, this was a pretty nice find for a pretty reasonable price that I paid, because this this is a really nice one. It's this, yeah, this sort of lime green color, and now when I'm showing it on camera, it looks kind more like bluish green or whatever. But yeah, really nice colored vinyl, and from what I understand and from what I looked up, this was an exclusive release for Bengans, one of the major record shops, one of the major independent record shops here in Sweden. So, this also from what I could see in Discogs can go for quite a bit of money, but yeah, as I said, I managed to find it for a reasonable price, so I'm really happy with that. And it's, I mean, musically speaking, it's a really solid album. Yeah, when it comes to like classic 70s influenced rock and hard rock, bluesy hard rock, Graveyard is a really, I mean, an extremely reliable name, as a lot of you already know about, I'm sure. Moving on to a reissue of an album which is a bit underrated, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and their comeback album Black Moon from 1992. And this is, well, as I said, this is a reissue that was released a couple of years ago. Really nice pressing, and it has the like liner notes, including liner notes from the great Greg Lake, the vocalist and bassist, which sadly this reissue was 2016, and I believe that is the year when he passed away, sadly. So yeah, some great liner notes, and that there you have the really neat group photo of the three gentlemen. And the vinyl itself is just well, it's plain black vinyl, really nice custom label from the classic Manticore label, which they released well, pretty much all their stuff on. And yeah, this record, when it came out, it was like, of course, marketed as their huge reunion, their huge comeback record. But from what I read, it sadly, well, it didn't meet the expectation of the sales. Let's just put it that way. But it's a really great one. A bit, of course, they're the progressive rock masters, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, as you all know, but here they did like a bit, I mean, you can hear that they have their classic sound intact, but they like did a bit more, well, dare I say, commercial route, or at least a bit more straightforward route with tracks such as Paper Blood, which I really like, also the fantastic ballad Affairs of the Heart. But yeah, there are, of course, a bit more progressive stuff. I mean, overall it carries a very progressive tone, as it should. But yeah, Black Moon by Emerson, Lake and Palmer, a really nice reissue. It was released also original on vinyl in '92, so perhaps if I find a original copy for a reasonable price, I might pick it up, but I'm quite happy with this pressing. Oh, here is one to move on to more hard and heavy stuff. Here is another album which I rate really high so far for this year. Cloven, Hoof, their latest album, Age of Steel. I really like the album before this one. It was called, I believe, Who Mourns for the Morning Star from 2017, I believe. Yeah, I really like that one. It was just musical and stylistically a great return to form for them, with a rejuvenated lineup. but this is even better. This is their best one in like 30 or 31 years. Because 31 years ago, the great masterpiece A Sultan's Ransom was released, a really underrated album, but that's just a fantastic one. But this is, I would dare to say, this is their greatest one since then. Really killer melodic metal stuff. Sometimes really like Iron Maiden influenced, and that is strengthened by the fact that the great vocalist George Cole, he really sounds like I mean, yeah, he sounds quite a bit like Bruce Dickinson, but he does it in such a good and convincing way, so there's just no room for doubt. And so yeah, I wasn't really surprised that it would be a good album, but still I was a bit blown away by how great it actually was. So yeah, please check out Cloven, Hoof and Age of Steel if you're interested in great melodic metal. Here's another band which I really like, but this, Demon, you know that this, of course, they made their debut and sort of breakthrough in the beginning of the 80s in the new wave of British heavy metal era, and since then they have been continuing to release the mostly really solid and sometimes really fantastic records. This is a sort of compilation, as it says here, soundtrack for the game. It's I believe it's some sort of a casino game or like some sort of a slot machine or something. It has a picture of it in the gatefold there. So, and I mean it's nothing that I really cared about, but it also features a couple of new songs, so it was a nice pickup, and it was nice because I also found it for a pretty cheap price. But yeah, it isn't like an essential purchase, but yeah, I really love Demon, and it has some nice artwork here featuring the vocalist Dave Hill, and I believe that the vinyl itself is it's just a regular black vinyl, but also with some nice custom labels. And I also believe, as I said, I don't care for the I don't care in particular for the game which these songs are featured from, but it's nice for the band to get a bit more recognition. But this features some classic tracks: One Hell of a Night, Sign of a Madman, The Plague, Night of the Demon, of course, Don't Break the Circle, of course, and the new tracks are The Devil Rides Out, and also I believe that the opening track, Get the Hell Out of Here, was also a new one, because it has a title that reminds me of another song which it did. But anyway, yeah, Demon, good stuff. A couple of more, yeah, this is the last two, and these two are kind of, so to say, sister live albums. Deep Purple, which of course have released a ton of live stuff over the years, and is, I would probably say, my all-time favorite band. And this was from their Now What tour, which they also played in Wacken, where this live album is recorded. And yeah, a really solid performance, and a really solid set list, which also features, well, it's a nice mix of huge classics, as well as more, well, a bit more newer stuff, of course, from the new album Now What, but also a bit more stuff that like more deeper cuts, that's the term, like Into the Fire, Hard Loving Man, No One Came, as well as, well, all the classics, you know, Perfect Stranger, Space Trucking, Highway Star, good stuff. And the companion record from that was this one, To the Rising Sun, recorded in Tokyo. And as you can see, the title, it's this one is called From the Setting Sun in Wacken, which follows To the Rising Sun in Tokyo. And this has, I mean, the set list on these two are pretty similar, but there are some variety, and I believe that I think that here they focused more on well, on the one hand, more classic songs, but also more slightly more heavier selection of songs, because of course they played at the metal festival Wacken open air. But here they played, I mean, the set list is very similar, but they don't open with Highway Star. They do a new track as the opening number, Après Vous, which is nice. And they also have, well, like, so to say, a bit more... yeah, they play, I believe, a couple of more newer tracks also. So, but that's the thing, when you play, and this was recording at the classic Budokan Hall. But that's the thing, when you play at festival, at least a lot of classic bands usually focus on more their classics and greatest hits and so on. Well, when you're playing a show on your own, you can like be a bit more, so to say, brave when it comes to choosing the set list, and can afford to choose more well, as I said, more deeper cuts. But yeah, still, I mean, they're not perhaps two of the most essential live records that Deep Purple has released, but for me as a huge fan, they were essential to get, and they were released quite some years ago, I believe in 2015. So yeah, I wanted to pick them up while there was still while they were still available. So yeah, nice Deep Purple live stuff. And that was actually the end of my vinyl pickups for this time around. I have also been picking up quite a few CDs, which I also plan to show in a further video, but perhaps I won't show all of them, but just the stuff that's really interesting, or at least I'll show them in a faster pace. But yeah, I'll see that. And I also plan to be well, I have quite a few ideas coming up for like more in-depth music talks, and also some musical discussion in general that I have been having that I've been having on the internet with some people, and also some other musicals which I've been talking about, which I really believe would be a nice thing to share also with you guys that are watching music and record videos here on YouTube. But until we see each other again, everybody take care. As always, support the music that you love, and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon again. Bye bye.